a comfort food classic this week, but with a twist. Korean mac and cheese. It's just become addictive. That is like liquid crack. This is so flipping like, can't stop eating. Korean mac and cheese is where East meets West and they mash up together. And so kind of the rules out the window. And so I've got a few moves for you. So we're gonna use a Korean chili. We're also gonna use the Korean shaved red pepper strips to garnish with. We're gonna dry out some beautiful kimchi, which is gonna go on the top. And then it's not Korean, but I've got some bonito flakes, which I'm gonna put through my bechamel sauce. It's gonna change your life. You're gonna love what I do with that. Right, first job for your kimchi mac and cheese is that you need to dry out the kimchi. So we're just going to put our strips out onto a tray, and then we're gonna get it into the oven on a medium heat, and we're gonna dry the living daylights out of it, dehydrate it essentially, so it becomes crispy and charred, and that way I can blitz it down and use it as a garnish on top of my mac and cheese. Right, I've made a basic white sauce. Now time to make it something sexy. Bonito flakes, like unami tsunami again. So I'm just gonna get that added in, and it's just to add a depth of flavor in there that you wouldn't normally get. So just get that in, and we just wanna let it go into hot white bechamel sauce and sit there for 5 minutes to just permeate in to the sauce. Then we're gonna get some Gruyere in there and some sharp red Leicester. Let's just mix those in. Okay, that's looking really yummy. Let's just taste it and see what's going on. Oh mate, that bonito is genius. It's so good. So it just needs a little bit of salt. Remember, bonito is shaved tuna, so there's a little bit of saltiness there. And then this is mac and cheese, so it really needs some freshly cracked pepper. So I'm just going to drop some into my pestle and mortar and give it a good kick in. Mix that in. Just check that what's going on. Jesus, that is bloody delicious. And it's like, you can't really see it, but it's with that cheese and with the bonito in there, it's just become addictive. That is like liquid crack. And I can see the stringiness in there, so when it sits in there and it bakes in the oven, it's gonna just become like, raw, delicious. Right, so that's the cheese done. Now let's get the bacon done. Right, so I've fried off some bacon lardons that I've cut down, so they're little chunks. Then I'm gonna get some breadcrumbs, and as you can see, all that pork fat is in the pan. I'm gonna soak it up with some breadcrumbs, but it's in there for another reason. Just dust those in and just mix all that together, and that's going to form the basis of what goes on the mac and cheese to give it a nice crunch. So the breadcrumbs, when they're in the oven, will toast up and should be nice and tasty. But there's another element. It's the kimchi that we've dried out in the oven. So this has been in there for a couple of hours. I've had it on like a medium-high heat, and what you've got now is this sort of crunchy, slightly caramelized, dried out kimchi that oh, it's toasty, it's fruity, and it's still got that heat in there. So we're gonna cut that down and throw that in, and that is then our crust sorted. Okay, that crust is now all done. It's time to build the mac and cheese. Okay, I've cooked some pasta, some macaroni. That's hot and been drained. So now it's time to add it to the cheese sauce and get it in the pan. Pasta's cooked, so's the cheese sauce. We've got our topping ready. It's time to build everything. So get your freshly drained macaroni into your baking tin. Needs to be hot, and then you've got your hot cheese sauce and you pour that over, and this is where you need to make sure that you don't make it too wet or too dry. Get the consistency just right so that when it goes in there, it's just going to be beautiful and creamy, and it's going to have that gumptious nature to it. Then I'm going to get some of our Korean chili, and I'm just going to put that powder and just put a little bit of a coating over the top. And then it's final, almost there. We're going to get our crust, just put that all over. How handsome does that look? Like, that just looks gnarly. That's going to be so tasty. And the crust is going to have that crunch, and then you're going to have the ooziness underneath. So let's get this beauty in the oven at about 170, 180, and it'll be ready when it starts bubbling at the sides with the sauce. Let's get it in the oven. Right, I've garnished the mac and cheese with some spring onion and this beautiful shaved red pepper. Should we go and have a taste? Those bonito flakes give a depth to that cheesy sauce now. So good. And then you've got the nice crunch from the breadcrumbs and the bacon. And then you've got this kind of fruity heat that comes from the dried out kimchi. That's a great twist on mac and cheese. Can't stop flipping eating it. I think for that whole plate, £9. Let's take it to the streets at Shepherd's Bush Market and see what people will pay. Okay, right, we've got Guy, kitchen manager, in the house.
Market manager, please. I'm very well, thank you very much. And looking forward to today's treats.
Good, okay, right, I'm just going to plate you up this Korean mac and cheese. Look.
Korean job? Korean job?
Korean mac and cheese.
May I inquire as to why?
Well, we used kimchi in there, and we have used a little bit of the shaved red pepper that they use. Can you see that little beauty? Hardly. To garnish with. Actually, I think I'm going to join you. It's only polite. Do you know what I mean? So basically, we put a Japanese ingredient of bonito flakes in the cheese sauce. So, what's it saying to you?
Really nice, as ever. So I can't complain. It's very pleasant, hugely enjoyable. A nice bit of extra flavour on the norm that you would get when you just have a box of macaroni cheese.
Still got the comfort element in there.
I'd say so.
And what would you pay? This is so flipping like, can't stop eating. For a whole one, what would you pay? A full plate of pasta.
I'd say about £10.50.
I'll take it, Guy. Good man. Jump in. Tell me what you think.
I would indeed.
I'm going to join you. Are you a mac and cheese fan?
Not really, no, but this is
Wouldn't normally eat mac and cheese?
no, well, this is very nice. I like the mixture of cheeses as well. It's not just the one cheese, is it?
Yeah, 2 cheeses, and then it's got some bonito flakes, which is Japanese shaved tuna, which just gives it a little bit more depth. Tasty?
Very tasty.
What would you pay for a full plate? So just a little bit more than that, I reckon.
Probably about £6.95.
£6.95. I'll take that, chef. I'll carry on. 1-1 on the fence, but what do you think? Let me know in the comment box below, people. And if you've got some ideas for dishes that you want us to cook, then drop it in the comment box. Subscribe to the channel if you're loving what we're doing, and I will see you next week, my brothers and sisters. That's it.